Welcome to Go Fund Yourself. Watch up-and-coming entrepreneurs step into the spotlight to pitch their businesses to you. This is not ordinary TV. Welcome to interactive TV. Like what you see? Scan the on-screen code with your mobile device to invest in any of these businesses right now, in real time. Like their products? Buy them in real time while you watch the show. Every week, we present new opportunities for you to consider. Every week, you decide whether to help make their dreams come true or tell them to go fund yourself. Now, meet the Titans, accomplished business leaders, visionaries, and experts ready to challenge every claim and every pitch as you analyze these opportunities. Introducing Rory Kataya. Jason Waller. And David Meltzer. This isn't just entertainment. This is opportunity. And you are in control. This is Go Fund Yourself.
3, 2.
Here to join our panel of Titans is guest Titan James Maslow. Up first today is Madan Manoharan from Tuleva.
I'm really excited about this show, Go Fund Yourself, because an investment from this show to us is going to be really, really meaningful. And this opportunity with Tuleva was something where I could do something more than help people, but also help the environment in which we live in. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Great.
Fantastic.
My name is Madan Manoharan. I am the CEO of Tuleva. We are a clean energy materials company. We have the world's first process that can extract lithium, aluminum, and silicon all from one ore. And we do it in a very environmentally friendly way and also at the lowest cost point. Computer chips are made out of silicon. Batteries need lithium. And to power these two requires a lot of electricity. But you need to transmit that generated power from where it is generated to where it is consumed. And that transmission lines are aluminum. The need for these materials, lithium, aluminum, and silicon, are going to be much more in demand than it is currently today. So whoever produces these materials in a cost-effective manner and also in an environmentally friendly manner is going to win the game. And it's going to be Tuleva.
When you say the first, is it the only?
It's the only right now.
Okay, so that's different, and that's more powerful as far as I'm concerned.
We don't know of anybody else doing what we are doing, and we have scoured the world.
Why is that? Why is nobody else doing this?
China controls 72% of the lithium processing capacity. They take all the rock from Australia, ship it over there to China to process everything. So they've used the existing process, which is very toxic. And their cost is high, about $12,500 per ton of lithium is what their cost is. Chile has the most dense lithium content in water. What they do is they put in evaporation ponds, evaporate everything. Pond evaporation takes about 6 months to 8 months to happen. It's a long process.
What's the impact on the air?
The land and air, it's bad. What is happening in the industry right now is that there's a new technology that is coming in, which they call it as DLE, which is the direct lithium extraction technology, that uses water but speeds up the 6-month process into a 3-hour process.
Well, that's fast.
That's fast, right?
Faster.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
The cost point is in between the pond evaporation guys and the rock people, right?
And the environmental impact?
It is bad because they use a lot of solvents.
And again, this is not how you do it.
That's not how we do it.
Okay.
Well, and currently there's 3 separate processes
That's
for
correct.
lithium, aluminum, and silicon. So we have to go through 3 completely different plants, mining. And
Absolutely.
you guys have found a way to consolidate all of that.
What we did was we looked at the lithium ore and said, lithium ore also has a lot of aluminum and silicon in it. If we extract everything out, then you're amortizing the cost over all these 3, and then everything comes down. The Chinese are at $12,500 per ton. The pond-based evaporation guys are about $5,500 a ton, and then the DLE people who are coming up are going to be around $6,600 to $8,000 per ton. This is all based on published reports by S&P Platts and also McKinsey. Our cost points are going to be more towards $2,800 to $3,200 a ton. Extremely low, primarily because we are able to amortize the cost over everything. We take a different route to get to aluminum than the bauxite people. So because of that, we don't emit any carbon dioxide in aluminum production. Today, aluminum production is responsible for 3% of the world's carbon dioxide emission.
That's really an interesting point.
Right.
People are always talking about greenhouse gas emissions causing all kinds of issues.
Are there carbon credits available as well that amortizes the cost even?
What I'm talking about in terms of the cost points are our cash cost points.
Sure.
Without taking into account any of the credits that are available. And yes, there are a bunch of other credits that are available.
It'll be more as
Right.
the carbon neutral trend from the UN down.
Right.
Have you raised any money before?
Yes, we have raised our seed round. We raised about $1.25 million, and we were able to do the engineering that is necessary for us to put the pilot plant. Now, the next step before we build our big production facility is to build a pilot facility. We are raising a total of $15 million in our Series A, $5 million of which is earmarked for the crowdfunding.
Is this information in your disclosure document?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is an end-to-end solution. What pieces and parts of the entire workflow, where does it exist?
It's all happening in the United States. We want to participate in enabling United States to be energy independent.
And you're wanting to obviously add jobs here in the U.S.?
Yes, we truly believe that the U.S. needs to have a lot more manufacturing onshore.
I really like this because I believe that we need to be competitive in the world. And what you're talking about is making it better here. That resonates with me in a big way. This is an investment I was very seriously considering.
Well, and it sounds like at about a quarter of the cost or a fifth of the cost.
Right.
If lithium ore or lithium itself is going for $12,500 a ton and you're reducing it to, let's say, $2,500 or whatever amount, what are the margins must also be exponential for you?
Yes.
Big smile there. First big smile.
Well, I'm interested in margins.
We are being very, very secretive about our secret sauce. We are not patenting that. We are keeping that as our trade secret.
When you file for a patent, you have to disclose how you do it. And so you think you're getting protection, but you're really not because people will
In
copy
some
it.
cases.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so that's exactly right. Based on the advice from our patent counsel, we decided to keep our secret sauce a trade secret, but we are patenting other parts of it.
How far along are you in the development of the technology that so that you could share your level of confidence that when you go into full production, it's going to work?
The biggest risk for any industrial chemical facility is the scaling from the pilot capacity to the production capacity. What they usually do in the chemical industry is that they build something for the pilot, they go to the production, and then they redesign everything at a larger scale. So let's say it is capable of processing 2 tons an hour, right? We're going to perfect that in the pilot facility, right? Once we do that, when we go to the production facility, a 40-ton production facility, we are going to multiply this 20 times to get our capacity. That way, we have completely taken out the scaling risk on the process. The flip side of that is that we are going to spend a little bit more capital on the production facility. To me, at this time, that is a bet I will take anytime because I want something to work.
I like that approach a lot. We were cleaning up coal waste sites, and it worked amazing in the pilot program. It was incredible. And we went to scale it to clean up, like U.S. Steel's waste site was one of the projects we had, didn't work. And we had to spend a lot of money and a lot of time getting it to work.
I mean, you think about the potential of this scaling, right? The cost at which he can do this at, or says he can do this at, could eventually bring down the cost of goods in the United States. I mean, everything from cars to phones to TVs. And to me, you're providing jobs in the US, and you could long-term do this in a much more eco-friendly way and bring down the cost of goods. I mean, phenomenal concept.
But people need to look at this because energy is super important. And I was in the renewable energy business, so I'm very passionate about it. I want in on that. You know, I believe that could take me somewhere, and that could be a ticket where I could really make some money on.
And you're investing into the United States, right?
Yeah.
And not investing into us not being reliant upon other countries who may not have our best interest. So,
Right.
The sustainability of this project, I think, outweighs all the economic benefits because too many entrepreneurs are focused in on these jobs in manufacturing. But if we don't have an earth that's sustainable for human beings, the manufacturing plants and all the technology wouldn't matter. So you're kind of covering all the areas for anyone in their priorities and their interests. And once again, all American, which is something that's super important that a lot of other entrepreneurs aren't focused in on today.
well, and he touched on this as well, if I may, which is this is not taking away other jobs. It is not this or that. It is this and that.
This is once in a generational project. It's not even once in a decade. It's once in a generational project. Look at what happened during the Industrial Revolution. This transition is a little bit different from other transitions because the other transition, the great transitions, focused only on people and mankind. This transition is focusing both on people, the society, and the world we live in.
Each of those transition periods that you referred to were the greatest wealth creation opportunities for those generations. And I think that we are now in one, and I think it's important for people to recognize that and look for the opportunities like this that can be that kind of wealth creation opportunity that could last generations. I really applaud what you're doing.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
This was an amazing experience. I was nervous going in because the Titans know what they're talking about. They asked really, really good questions. Thank you so much once again for the opportunity.
I love what he was talking about doing something for America, building our own credibility in the world and not competing by imposition of tariffs. If we're not good enough, then we're not good enough. Let's be good enough. And this guy is saying we can be. And the other thing that he was talking about is making sure that the average person who would never, ever have an opportunity to invest in something like this, as groundbreaking as this, with such enormous potential, giving that kind of opportunity to the average person who can invest $100, that may turn into who knows what. That's what this whole show is about, is to give people that kind of opportunity. In companies like this, they would never, ever have that opportunity. Great stuff.
Guest Titans Dan Fleischman and Dr. Lacey Book are here to welcome Brandon Beard from Flathead Ziplines.
I'm Brandon Beard, CEO of Flathead Ziplines and Adventures. And we're just excited to partner up with maybe hundreds, maybe thousands of people to get this project going, and they can make money for the life of the company. It's gonna be pretty awesome. How's it going?
All right.
Hello.
How you doing? Thanks for having me. My name is Brandon Beard. I am the founder of Flathead Ziplines and Adventures. Anybody ever ziplined here before? All right. right, all right. My wife and I operate a very successful zipline company right outside of Glacier National Park. We've had, in the last 4 years, over 30,000 people that have graced us with their presence. We supply a really unique experience. The property that we do the current zipline on is leased through the state of Montana, and so we don't own the property, and that was a problem for us, so we started looking for a secondary location. And so we found this beautiful 22 acres over in Lakeside right next to an operating mountain coaster experience. For me, it was an incredible business opportunity to create a new experience right next to that. They see about 500-600 people a day. We were super excited about that, but we wanted to go one step further. As we've met more people in Montana and gone through this experience, there's a pricing problem. Most people can't afford, because of the boom, to buy property or start a business or all the things that we want to do. And so we went down this crowdfunding route and said, hey, how do we help ordinary people become landowners? And so we set out and did all the things and got it approved. And now we're right in the middle of letting people invest into our beautiful project. We're raising a max of $800,000. And we're prepared to do it $100 at a time if we want, because it's super important for us that we have a lot of people involved. We've been approached by some very, very potential big investors, and we've kind of asked them just to hold up and let's see how this fundraising goes. Property in Montana is going to continue to grow in popularity.
You're asking people to invest in owning the land or the zipline business?
The both.
It was so interesting. I've invested a lot in Montana and Butte and of course Bozeman, Big Sky. And so I'm stuck because I was sitting here going, what questions could I ask to, at least elevate the awareness? Because this is, in my personal opinion, an outstanding way to participate in land and business ownership. First of all, is there a maximum investment? Because I can see people scanning the QR code and going, I'm gonna take $100,000. Is there a maximum? Because you want more participation, right?
Yeah, we're up against a deadline of March 15th to close. All right, so we're using part of these proceeds to put the down payment on the property and then do the construction. We plan on being open by June this year.
So what's the details on the property as far as the investment? Like how much is the property? How many
property
acres?
is so they were asking 2.1. They accepted an offer at 1.5, and our loan is a $2 million loan for construction, and then so we had to put 30% down.
And it's obviously already zoned recreation.
It is. Well, so the Lakeside has no zoning, no covenants.
Welcome to
It's
Montana.
really kind of the Wild Wild West. Yeah.
No pun intended.
Currently.
Welcome to the Wild
We need to
Wild
start
West.
building there. That's what we need to start doing.
I wish.
Yeah. Very few, I would say, middle-class Americans own property other than the ones maybe their houses sit on. But so it's an opportunity to own land, the most beautiful land, in my opinion, in all of the world, and just, create some revenue for their kids, their grandkids. It's completely transferable. We're amazing operators. When we took over Glacier Ziplines, we've grown it by about 43%. And also we have 4.99 rating for TripAdvisor. We're in the top 10% in the whole world and destinations to come experience, because we give them a kind of a Disney-like experience. We hire guides that are outgoing and fun.
Is there more than zip lines on the property?
Yeah, so our current plan is a 7-line zipline course. One of our zipline courses, we're aiming to be the fastest zipline in North America, which we have to reach over 100 miles per hour to hit that.
Whoa.
Hit that mark.
Nice.
And then we're doing a 51-element ropes course. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but it's in the trees. Kids get to play. And that's something we don't currently have at our other zipline. Our other zipline, we do about $500,000 a year in 4 months. In this one, even on the conservative side, year 2, we should hit 1.2 million. And then
That's just over the 4-month season?
Yes, sir. We're also going to build an amphitheater there and have summer concerts. But the people that are buying in are still buying into the whole build out. So
Is there something to do that's a revenue generator in the rest of the year, the off season?
Yeah, there is. But Montana in the winter, except for this year, it's extreme cold. And so there are some opportunities, but we would communicate that to shareholders and look for other opportunities to create revenue. But also 4 months of expense and 4 months of revenue. We run at about a 70% profit margin on operating that business model.
Do you lose employees being closed for 8 months?
Most of our employees are college kids, people that want to go live out of a van for the summer and experience things. And I love just being able to nurture and help these kids.
You pay them well?
We pay them very well. So our guides, they'll make anywhere from $300 to $500 a day.
Oh, wow.
I love your abundant attitude with everything, and allowing other people to participate, overpaying people, providing what you do, the community, and building Montana itself as a tourist location that nobody's ever been to. It's really smart.
I operated at one thing, and it sucks to win alone.
Dan, what do you think? I mean, people, $100? What do you, I mean?
Yeah, so what are your total costs to build out the things you want to build outside of the property?
Yeah. So it's about $300,000 to build the zip lines. The ropes course is about another $200,000. And then, I mean, it's not that much expense. We're cutting down on expense as well because we're going to keep as many trees as possible and utilize the trees. My other zip line, we have a lot of poles that we use, really big poles. But again, that's only because we lease the land. In this one, we're going to use big trees.
And then the 1.2 million over 4 months, how can you increase that? How do you do more? Because that's 10,000 a day, basically, right?
Yeah, I think there's some unique sponsorship opportunities, especially when we break into the amphitheater. There's really no other efficiencies to cut down on cost. We're pretty solid on what our cost is. And then, of course, we sell T-shirts, pictures, all the things that a tourist business does.
So I put $100 in it. I scan the code. I'm seeing it on my screen now. I put $100 in, and I take a flight at them, come visit. Am I getting on the zip line for free?
You are. So if you as a $100 investor, you get a ticket to come on the zip line. We charge $109, so you're actually saving money, and I'm giving you everything on the project.
What a deal.
Everybody that gets in line that does it, you should just have them purchase and invest.
I wish I had that kind of time. Yes. And then if you go to the $500 level, so we're kind of 100, 500, 1,000. At the $1,000 level, you get 4 season passes to both of my parks.
Very cool. Lace, what do you think of this?
I love it. Well, I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I'm like, get me on the quick zip right now. Like, let's go. The only question I have is, so I don't know the area of Montana. Is there enough tourism already to support 8 lines? Is there enough tourism already to support 8 lines?
Yeah, so here's a really cool number for you. 3.5 million visitors in a 4-month period to Kalispell, Montana, where we are right by Glacier National Park, going to Sun Road. You might know it if you haven't seen it. It'll change your life. I'm basing our revenue model on 70 people a day.
And what do you think you'll have per day?
130.
Very conservative. I liked it.
Yeah.
Sounds like we got to plan a Titan road trip, guys.
Yeah, I think so.
Come on.
I'll do the filming for
There you
$500.
I like
You got
it.
a whole new business model.
Anything else that we should know?
The deadline, March 15th.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just an amazing experience sitting with the Titans, and you can see everybody kind of perk up and they're excited. I mean, it's land ownership. It's a really fun adventure experience. It's making people's dreams come true. And I think they really, really got it. Something like what we're building is not about just the money, but also it's about helping other people and bringing people in that wouldn't be able to afford. And I think they really, really got it.
That is my kind of deal because it's experienced, it's proven. He doesn't even have to market it because the people are already coming through for the other thing and driving through. I know the area. To me, it's a no-brainer.
Owning a piece of that land, enormously valuable. So yeah, I think that's really solid. Really
You
cool.
own it.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Clean energy sounds like a good idea, but it's very hard to implement.
Sounds amazing. You're just flying Americans with jobs and you're giving opportunity for the economy to grow more. I like that.
Clean energy is great.
Yeah, I've done a zip line before.
I've never been ziplining before. I plan on going this summer while we're on a trip.
Wow, I could actually do this because I'm usually kind of scared of heights.
I thought it was a lot of fun. My daughter and I both really enjoyed it.
If you want to invest in this, go ahead and scan that code.
If this is something that resonated with you, aligns with you, and gets you excited to be part of, make sure that you take advantage of this opportunity as quick as possible because it is such a great deal. We know it's going to go really fast, so hit that QR code right now.